Welcome to the famous Zócalo of Mexico City here in Mexico. So it's currently 12 p.m. and this is the time my day starts. But for breakfast, we're gonna have these famous tacos here in Mexico City. You know what? It's Mexico, you can have tacos for breakfast. It's totally okay. Check it out. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's actually called tapeche, and tapeche is fermented pineapple. So it tastes kind of like pineapple, but not really. It used to be considered the peasant's drink. All right, so here we go. This is what you can order here in Spanish, and they actually have it in English. So you can order tongue, you can order brains, you can order solid meat, eyes, cheek, mixed meat. So there's certainly quite a unique options here. So here's the cultural difference in Mexico is that limes are basically given to you for free, when in a lot of other countries, they are very expensive to get. So they come with your order of tacos here. All right, so check it out. I'm currently in Mexico City, and today's adventure is gonna be very interesting. Number one is because there's a guy on Instagram that has my name. It has Alex Chacon, and that's the profile for Instagram. The issue with that is that I want that name. For 3 years, I've been messaging this guy on Instagram, and he's never responded to me. I have come to find out that he lives here in Mexico City. So today, I'm gonna go find him, and I'm gonna go try to get my profile name for Instagram. If you watch my Hawaii videos, I met these girls there that were Mexican, and they actually knew somebody who knew him. So in a very small world kind of way, I was able to get his information of where he works from those girls. So today I'm gonna go look for him at work because he doesn't answer my emails, and I know it's a very weird and odd and very uncommon thing to go stalk somebody at work, but the fact is that I have no more other option. I've been waiting for 3 years to try to get the Instagram name from him, and I just have to go do it. So let's see what happens.
I do this for my mother.
I'm a little nervous, I have to say. It's been 3 years in the making to get to this point. I cannot imagine what this guy is gonna think when I show up and I'm going like, hey, I have the same name as you. Here's the lesson for the day, is if you want something bad enough, you have to do whatever it takes to get it. And that's today's lesson. So here's the update. I found the guy who has the same name as me. Magically got into the building because there was security. I magically got an appointment with him right away, and somehow he magically just decided to come say hi to somebody with the same name as him because that's all the information I gave. He didn't give me the Instagram name like I hoped he would have. And unfortunately, I couldn't record the conversation or where I was because it was a secure building. I'm not gonna tell you where he works or anything because that would be mean. It was a 3-year odyssey of being able to get in contact with him. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy because I did what I needed to do. He said he felt like a very emotional attachment to it, which I get because somebody has my name out there on Instagram, so it kind of goes both ways. The hilarious thing is that he says this makes sense now because people tag me all the time for photography and motorcycles and I had no idea why. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, that's what I do. So people have been tagging you thinking it's me. But we're gonna head downtown and see what else there is to see in Mexico City. So continue on for the crazy adventure. Welcome to the Zócalo, or otherwise known as Plaza de la Constitución, which basically means the Plaza of the Constitution. And a fun fact is that it's the only plaza in Mexico known as the Plaza de Constitución. All the other plazas and all the other Zócalos in the rest of the country are just known as Plaza de Armas, the Plaza of Arms. So this is the only one in Mexico that has a name. This is much like the Kremlin in Russia or like the Capitol building in the United States. It's kind of like everything's centered around one spot. This is it. Giant ornament on the top, which is giant. He's just having a good old time. So check it out, I want to introduce to you Celcine. Celcine is actually a tour guide and she actually studied tourism. And she's taking a very funny, silly tourist picture, even though she lives here. It was very nice to offer to show me around and tell me a little bit about the history of Mexico City. Behind me you have what is called an organillero, which is basically like an organist that back in like the 1800s, 1900s was a big thing here in Mexico. And now they do it just for like a cultural relevance and maintaining of the culture of Mexico. Have you ever wondered what putting a bunch of Mexicans together to try to skate on ice looks like? That's what it looks like. Helmets, knee pads, and people struggling to stay up. I'm being silly obviously because most people can't skate on ice anyway. The national areas, you always have security ready for any riots. Don't mess with the Mexican police, they'll beat you up. No, I'm kidding. So every culture in every country has its police issues. The United States has issues, Russia has issues, India has issues with the police. So it doesn't matter where you go, you always find people who hate them, some people who love them. So Celsius has decided to get a little cleansing of bad juju, and that's what these Aztecs are doing, is cleaning themselves. Alright, so if you want bad juju and bad luck and everything from your body dissolving, well, be sure to come to Mexico City and do this thing. One of the best things about Mexico is definitely the bakeries. Look at this. Ah, so good. My favorite is the sopa right here. I grew up eating these things and they are delicious. And not so long ago, there was a huge earthquake, and this is one of those buildings right in the center that is affected. It's closed off to everybody because it's so dangerous. They're gonna have to demolish it. There's holes in the concrete and everything. Something burnt over there. So yeah, the earthquake really affected the entire city in a huge, huge way, and everybody's still recovering. Today's weird sight is, look at the line for the ATM. That is huge. I have not seen that in Mexico City ever. Alright, next up is the Monument of the Revolution, or the Revolutionary Monument. I don't really know how to call it in English, but it's called the Monumento de la Revolución. It's a commemorative way of the revolution here in Mexico. Alright, now making our way up these stairs. Phew. Quite nice. Alright, that was pretty cool. Now we're gonna make our way to dinner, and that'll be the end of the day for us. Now, I have never seen this in any city around the world, is you can actually rent these electric scooters. That is insane. Anybody can rent them. You just go to the box here and you just do your thing and you rent them. That is crazy. Alright, time for some great Mexican food, and I heard that this place has really cheap Mexican food and it's also really good. Let's check it out. Hola, muchas gracias. Here's a fun fact for Mexican restaurants is actually they give you this pole here and you can actually put your purse or put your backpack or anything you want, so you have it in front of you at all times. That's kind of a unique thing you find only in Mexico from what I've seen. My favorite Mexican drink, which is horchata, and horchata is rice and cinnamon drink. It's really, really good. So anyway, we're gonna eat here, and that's it for our day. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow.